Hello there, my name is Patricia Greene. I am the pastry chef at the Wicked Tuna and Mojos Marina Bar and Grill. Today for the holidays, we are going to be making a Yule Log cake. In this case, it's going to be a chocolate cake with a mascarpone filling and a whipped chocolate icing, and when we get it all finished, it's going to look gorgeous like a Yule log ready to be cut into for the holidays. So we're going to get started today. We've got some AP flour, cocoa powder, a little bit of baking powder, and some table salt. And we're gonna do this together. We're gonna sift it together, and the best way to sift it is to get rid of the little lumps that you get with the flour and the cocoa powder. All right, and once we have that done, in the bowl over here, I have separated 4 eggs. So we have the egg yolks here, we have the egg whites here. In a moment, we're gonna be doing the egg whites, we're gonna meringue those. But right now, we're gonna start with the egg yolks. We have some sugar that we're gonna put in with the yolks. And we're gonna whisk them until they turn a pale yellow and they get a little bit thicker. You can crank the speed up a little bit just to help them along. Okay, so we've gone from a dark yellow to a pale yellow. I'm just going to scrape the bowl down to make sure we get all of the things that may have come up on the side in there. And from that, we're going to add sour cream, vanilla extract, and melted butter. And again, we're just going to whisk that until it's incorporated. Give the bowl another scrape down. And now we're going to add our dry ingredients. We're going to mix again until everything is incorporated. This way we want to go a little bit slower because you don't want to overmix it at this point because it can cause your cake not to rise. And I'm just going to go around the bowl to make sure that anything that is up on the sides has gotten incorporated into it. I'm going to set that to the side for a second. And we're going to whisk our egg whites into a stiff white peak. So we've got a good stiff peak there. We're going to take this and we're going to gently fold it into our other batter that we have already. And you want to start out with a small amount first so that you can get a good incorporation going, and then you add the remaining amount. And you just want to gently fold it. If you do it too fast or too hard, what you're going to do is you're going to crush the aeration of the egg whites, and your cake won't rise the way that you want it to. And you just want to incorporate it until the majority of the white is gone. If you have a little bit of white, that's okay. You can smooth it out when you're spreading it into the pan. Okay, that looks good. Now we got a pan that we have greased. We greased the bottom, put a piece of parchment, and then we greased the parchment also. And that's going to help us to get the cake off when we need it to. Give the bowl a really good scrape to make sure you get all the goodness in there. And then we're just going to spread it into the pan. And again, you don't want to rush this. You don't want to do it too quickly or too hard because you want to keep that aeration that you have going there. And you just want to try to get it as even as you can across your pan. And there you go. So now we're going to put it into a 350-degree oven for 12 minutes. So we have cooled down, and what we're going to do is we're going to layer it, we're going to roll it, and make it into a beautiful log. We're going to start with a mascarpone cream. It is an Italian cream cheese. We made it into a whipped cream. It's very light and airy, but it has just a little bit of sweet tang to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it, and we're just going to fill our entire cake with it. And you just want to spread it out evenly. And you want to do it evenly since we are going to roll it. That way it's not too fat, you don't have too much and you get an equal distribution of cake and the cream. So once you get a good coverage to it, you're just going to take your spatula, run it across the side of the bowl to get your excess off, and then you're just going to go back over and smooth it. Okay, now that we've got that done, comes the fun part. We're going to roll this gently because it can be very temperamental. You're just going to take your time, start small. And you want to go with the help of the parchment. And it could tear a little bit. If it does, that's okay. You can correct that with the icing that you do. Pull this back gently towards you. And just keep rolling. There we go. And there's our log. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to transfer it over to this wooden plank that we have. And then what this is a whipped chocolate icing. You could do any kind of chocolate icing that you wanted. I like to do something a little bit lighter since the cake is kind of heavy and you've got the sweetness of the mascarpone inside of it. So that way it kind of balances your sweet with your lightness. So what this is it's whipped cream and chocolate pudding, and that is it. It's really simple, really easy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take it and we're going to cover it. And you just want to get a really good coverage on it. It doesn't have to be perfect because what we're going to do once we get it set, we're going to take a fork and we're going to rake the fork down to where it's going to give it the texture of a log. And you want to get a good thick amount on there. So now that we have our icing on there, what we're going to do is take a fork and we're just going to go along the sides here. And then you just want to clean your fork with each sweep. And what this is doing is it's giving it a texture so that the log looks like wood. There we go. Now there are all kinds of different things that you can do to decorate the outside of it. You can do cranberries, you can do, if you can have little meringue mushrooms, a lot of people do those with it. There's all kinds of things that you can do with it. What we're going to do is take a couple of blackberries and we're just going to place them. Give it a little bit of like an acorn look to it. Take a couple of dried cranberries. And again, it just kind of gives it, the log is falling down in the woods. And then we're going to take powdered sugar. And give it some snow. And that is your Yule Log. From Mojos Marina Bar and Grill and the Wicked Tuna, happy holidays.